Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of Tailgate Talk here at sunjournal.com. Sun Journal SJ Varsity here at sunjournal.com. Kalle Oaks, Randy Whitehouse, Justin Pelletier. We're going to break down the Class A matchups here for Week 3. Break it down. Lewiston at Skowhegan, our first one. Lewiston coming off of a couple of wins, and they're 2-0. Skowhegan, not so much.
Yeah, I would say Lewiston could be 3-0 after this week, and that's another game that's not going to be of great value to them when the Crabtree points are added up in a few weeks.
That's the other side of this. But
yeah, I mean that's a tough side of the coin for them because it's been there in the bugaboo for 3 or 4 years now.
Skowhegan must have made some enemies with the schedule maker because they started off with Bangor and Brunswick and now Lewiston, arguably 3 of the top 4 teams in the league. But yeah, like Cal said, it should be a fairly easy win. Well, it's never easy against Skowhegan. They always tend
to be a physical
football team, certainly. But Lewiston showed last week how physical they can be. They beat up Brewer pretty bad, and that running game seems to be going on all cylinders right now.
And speaking of Brewer, Edward Little taking the long trek up I-95 this week to go to Brewer. Edward Little looking to get on track for the season. This might be the game to do it.
And EL's probably thinking, thank God the schedule maker finally gave them a little bit of a hiccup because Brunswick and Lawrence to start off with. And maybe it's not a vintage Lawrence team, but we saw how good defensively the Bulldogs are. And no shame in the way EL played against them last Friday night here on Walton Field. But Brewer's a much different story. It should be a chance for the Eddies to get well.
On the other side, you've got Oxford Hills traveling to Lawrence. Defensively, we saw how Lawrence was last week here at Walton Field against Edward Little. Oxford Hills standing a chance on the road here?
I think Oxford Hills' biggest mission this week is to get on the scoreboard, which they haven't been able to do so far this year. And if they're able to put together some drives against Lawrence, even if they don't put up many points, they can come out feeling that they accomplished something this week, that they have a little confidence to go with the rest of the season.
Lawrence has outscored his first 2 opponents 41-0, so getting on the scoreboard would be a little bit of a chore.
Perhaps the most intriguing of the 4 Class A matchups we have this week, Mount Blue travels to Mount Ararat. Mount Ararat hung with Bangor last week for a little while before Bangor pulled away. Do you see Mount Blue and Mount Ararat being a little bit tighter?
Yeah, I think that Ararat-Bangor game was kind of like Patriots-Bengals. There were a couple of touchdowns at the end to make it close. But I know Mount Ararat scored first and got on the board and everything. And that's what they got to do against Mount Blue, clearly. As Mount Blue's got some confidence going, and don't see any reason why the Cougars couldn't go to 3-0. It's been a long time since that's been said.
Yeah, the Cougars are going to be favored, and it's a big game for them because they got a tough stretch coming up after this. They got Bangor and Lawrence, I believe, and then Coney. So if they can go up 3-0 to start the season, that'll be huge for them. Now in Ararat, I think they can give them a little bit of a game. They've got a bunch of four-year starters, some seniors on that roster, and I don't think they're going to go into this game intimidated at all. But especially with the home field. But certainly it's a game for the Cougars.
Well, thanks a lot, guys. Thank you all for watching. That's been a Class A preview for Week 3 here at SJ Varsity.
Solidarity.
Tailgate Talk here at sunjournal.com. For Kalle Oaks, Randy Whitehouse, Justin Pelletier, so long.